That was a very successful money-making weekend. Let's recap the entire week and then kick off a new one. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Jason Mattis, of course, with Winning Bets, giving you guys free sports picks every single day. We're on a new week here of Winning Bets as we're coming on the Monday edition here. Thanks for kicking off your Monday morning with me. I hope everybody out there had a fantastic weekend. We had a good weekend here of watching sports and making money that entire weekend. Overall, last week was really good to us. Let's go ahead and recap last week. Then let's get into some bets for Monday's action. Last week, we went 18-9 and plus 13.83 units. That's what I'm talking about right there. Good bounce back week. We all know what happened around here 2 weeks ago, but a very good bounce back week, putting double digits profits in your pocket. Now on the year to date, we got 79 wins, 82 losses, and plus 5.96 units. So doing good. Got back now even, or more than even, got back, being positive now on the year. So excellent work right there. What were some of our good wins and what were some of our bad losses of last week? Well, how about 8-0 stretch between Thursday night and Saturday? That's right, we went 4-0 on Thursday. We hit that D'Angelo Russell under up against the Warriors. We did a first quarter against the spread parlay. Then we got 2 winners from the hockey squirrel. So that rounded out our nice 4-0 on Thursday. We went 2-0 on Friday. We got Nurkic to be the first basket scorer. Again, lots of excitement with that. Talked about that on the show. Now we've hit 2 of the last 3 Friday first basket scores. So really picking up a lot of momentum where earlier in the season, they were free rolls, and that's obviously what we like, but we were coming agonizing close. Just couldn't quite get scores. Now 2 of the last 3, we've gotten to correctly predict who's going to score first and gotten us good cashes right there. And then other on Friday night, we had a same game parlay there in the NBA on the DraftKings promo that they were doing. So good one right there. And then 2-0 on Saturday, rounding out a good 8-0 stretch. We just put in 2 NBA first quarter bets. So we did an over, we did an under, both of them cash. So went 2-0 on Saturday. Again, 8-0 Thursday through Saturday. So good right there. Talked about the Nurkic first basket, just electrifying, good stuff right there. And everybody gets a nice payday. So love to see that. DraftKings NBA, they ran a same game promo around the NBA. We put in 3, only hit 1 of the 3, but turned almost a unit of profit and got a $20 free bet secured, which we'll go ahead and of course use sometime this week. Cavs first quarter against the spread on the road. Seems to be straight money. Hopefully you guys went ahead and made that play. Was it yesterday? Yeah, it was went ahead yesterday. That was Sunday's bet that we went ahead and rode the Cavs. Just blindly betting the Cavs on the road. Best team in the NBA, now 22-4. 22-4, covering the spread in the first quarter on the road. Incredible stuff right there. We went 4-0 in the NFL. Gave you guys 4 bets on Friday's show in the NFL. Every single one of them cash. We got Jimmy Garoppolo over 225-point passing yards. We did CEH over 35.5 rushing yards. We did that Bengals team total. And then our NFL teaser, of course, went ahead and cashed as well. We just took the 2 dogs and gave them a little bit more points. So 4-0 on NFL Sunday. Great work right there. And then Hockey Squirrel, it says 2-1 this tweet. That's a little bit of misprint. I've sent out an additional tweet, 3-1. We went 3-1 last week with the Hockey Squirrel, so fantastic. 1-1 on Tuesday, 2-0 on Saturday. Great work there by the Hockey Squirrel, going 3-1 overall. I look forward to him joining us again Tuesday and Thursday of this week and giving us some more winners. What were some of our notable losses from last week? How about an 0-2 Monday? Always love to point that out when you have profit at the end of the week. That just to remind everybody, you can have bad days. Bad days will of course happen, but you can overcome them. So 0-2 on Monday, yet came all the way back and secured over 13 units of profit on the week. So good work right there. What about Zubac and Wood? You guys remember them? Zubac didn't play any second half minutes. The starters were benched as they were getting blown out by 30 at halftime. He played 0 second half minutes, and Wood played 0 fourth quarter minutes. So we were ruined by 2 blowouts last week, killing our NBA player props. Other than that, not a lot of noticeable losses. And quite frankly, that's the way we like to keep it around here. I only had 9 losses overall. Those are some of the notable ones. Let's keep that list short and keep the notable wins one long. Everybody would like to see that. So again, fantastic week. We went 18-9 and plus 13.83 units. Guys, go ahead and hit that like button. If you were part of last week's profit, hit that like button by letting me know. Otherwise, I have no idea. So hit that like button. What did you guys make of the 2 games yesterday? Obviously, Bengals Chiefs kicked it off. That was a good game. Probably sitting there thinking like you guys much through that first half. That's not going to be a good game. Bengals weren't getting anything done. Sure as hell weren't stopping the Chiefs. Looked really easy for them. But as we know, the NFL, this is literally a tale of 2 halves. And you saw that in the second half. Whatever adjustments the Bengals did defensively was obviously working. The Chiefs didn't do anything. Obviously, everybody's talking about the big play there just before the end of the first half where the Chiefs didn't get any points. Big mistake right there. Can't walk away from that scenario and not get at least 3 points or give yourself a look at the field goal. So that, was certainly not good. But what about then that second half? Just a total, flip of what happened in the first half. Bengals obviously a lot more dominant on the defensive side of the ball. obviously getting things done offensively. And, I hate to say this, we got a great supporter here on the show. Ricky, love his support. Can feel it each and every single day. He's a big-time Chiefs fan, but I was like a lot of people out there pulling for the Bengals. And obviously, once the game went to overtime, once the Chiefs won the coin toss, I was pulling so goddamn hard for the Bengals. I did not want to see the Chiefs go ahead and pull that off. Bengals obviously get the stop there, first possession there in overtime, then they go down and kick a field goal. So, yeah, good work by the Bengals. I think they deserve to be in the Super Bowl. They've been good this season. Beat the Chiefs twice, beat the Titans, so their wins weren't fluky. That's a good football team. They're obviously with Burrow. They're going to be around for years to come. So, congratulations to the Bengals. And the other one, 49ers, Rams. We thought that game went. I think about how most people thought low scoring was going to be tough sledding just because it was division foes. I mean, the big play is the dropped interception. Obviously, there by that 49er, Taft, late in that fourth quarter, right there. I mean, that ends the interception. You're basically in field goal. I mean, brutal right there. That stuff, man. I mean, I've obviously never played anything on any high level, and I sleep like shit when I, have mistakes, whether it's, back in the day on, high school varsity team or, currently, co-ed, adult rec league. I make a mistake, I'm torn and gutted and feel like shit. I can't imagine what that guy feels like. I felt like that interception not happening cost the 49ers. It sounds, feels like that interception, not an interception, cost them. But just a fantastic game. Cool to see Matthew Stafford now in a Super Bowl. Obviously, so-so career, but I think he deserved obviously better than what he got there in Detroit. So it is nice to see him get that coming through his way. So yeah, Bengals, Rams, the Super Bowl. Good for me. I'm holding on to that Rams future bet. I, incurring one of these free bets. Of course, over a couple weeks ago, I tweeted this out. I don't know, a couple weeks ago that I put in this Rams future bet, a $10 bet to win $75. So I'm undecided if I'm going to hedge it. Maybe I'll put in some bet there on the Bengals just to secure myself guaranteed profit. Maybe I'll just go ahead and ride with the Rams and hope that the Rams can be the winner. So undecided, but it does feel nice to have that in your back pocket and you can use at your disposal. So I don't know if anybody tailed that with me, but hopefully if you did, we're in the same situation. We'll see what happens later on in the week, maybe what we're feeling. Come a little bit closer to kickoff. But certainly overall, another good week of football, 2 more games, and we are good, profitable. We were killed it 2 weeks ago in the NFL, 4-0 this past Sunday. Killing the NFL right now. Only 1 more game left to bet, though, unfortunately. All right, enough of that crap. We need some bets for today. We need some bets if we're going to make some money around here. Let's do a player prop first. Let's go to the NBA. Let's do Julius Randle over 18.5 points. At minus 106 over at FanDuel. Love this. In 2020, he went up against the Kings twice, scored 21 and 26 points in those 2 games. So obviously 2 cashes right here. Hasn't faced the Kings in this season so far, but the Kings versus power forward, just like he got 2 cashes last season, they struggled to defend the paint. They're struggling to defend the paint again this season, really struggling to defend that power forward position. They're allowed 26.1 points being scored on 51% field goal percentage, and they allowed 12.4 rebounds all in the course of the last 30 days. It's gotten worse if you look at the last week. Yeah, just a team, and all those actually rank in the bottom third in the NBA in terms of defending the power forward position. So a team that can't defend the paint, struggle like hell to defend that power forward position. Love Julius Randle here. Again, dominated this opponent 2 times in 2020, coming off admittedly 3 games in which he hasn't cashed this. I mean, 3 really tough games, but games against the Bucks, really good defense there with Giannis and Portis clogging up the paint. Then he didn't cash against the Heat. No way you would make this bet against the Heat. They're way too good defensively. And then didn't cash against the Cavs when you got Mobley and Allen defend the paint. Another game you wouldn't bet this in. So while it hasn't cashed the last 3 times in a row, he's had tough opponents. Look for him to have a nice breakout game. Look, he cashed 4 games ago against the Clippers, a similar team against the Kings that struggle to defend the paint. He got a nice good cash that night. Expect him to have a good game after maybe 3 tough stretches there. So it's Julius Randle over 18.5 points and minus 106 over at FanDuel. Another player prop I want to do is maybe fade the point guard there for the Houston Rockets, and we just can't quite get in the bet because Kevin Porter Jr. is questionable going into the game coming off the COVID list. So if he's the starter, we'll look to possibly to fade him. If not, we look to fade his backup. And why are we thinking about this? Well, they're going up against the Warriors tonight. We know from the D'Angelo Russell cash this past week, they defend the point guard position really, really well. He stayed well up under his point total that night. So I'm willing to spend a unit to see if that could be a trend for us going forward of maybe fading the point guard position against the Warriors. And I don't want to wait to see if maybe, miss out on a few cashes. I'll probably spend a unit today. If we get a line on Kevin Porter or his backup, probably go ahead and spend a unit to see if that can be a trend rather than missing out on a few couple. Because sometimes, you play these trends and you come in too late and all of a sudden the trend's not a trend, you know, it's ended. Well, I'm going to spend a unit tonight to find out if that's going to be a trend. So look to fade the Houston point guard player tonight if we go ahead and get a line on him and his points number. Again, go ahead and look to fade that. The other one I'll maybe look to go ahead and do is fade Desmond Bane. I want to just go ahead and go through the information and make sure it looks like a solid play. But the 76ers are really good against the shooting guard position all season long. They're the second best team in the NBA in defending the shooting guard position. So may look to fade Desmond Bane. Just want to go through that one more time there on the notes. So look for me on Twitter on that one. It's at WinningBetsPod. It's at WinningBetsPod. Okay, I've got one NBA first quarter bet to go ahead and get you guys in. It is not what I thought about when I did the research last night, and generally speaking, that's what I always do. So as soon as the lines come out in the morning, I can always take advantage of them first thing. I thought I was going to give you guys two unders. I had two games earmarked, and I was going to take the under. Well, the numbers came in just bang on, kind of in the middle of what the research, you know, said. So I was undecided. You could almost take the under. You could almost take the over. I was just kind of a little undecided. So I just took those two games where, you know, I like them in terms of, you know, how they mesh with the numbers, and just tease the numbers down on FanDuel. So that's what we're going to go ahead and do. We're going to go ahead and do over 46.5 points in Pelicans versus Cavs. These teams on the season-long numbers are averaging 51 and 53 points, and on the last 10, they're averaging 54 and 53. Stats-wise, they've been cashing the under majority of the time so far this season. But again, with where the real number fell at, this one real number fell at 50.5, you would kind of then take the over. If you're already going to go against the over and take the real number at 50.5, and you're going to go against, you know, what the numbers say in terms of cashing the under, I'll just go ahead and tease it down. As long as I'm going to go ahead and go against the numbers, I'll go ahead and tease it down to 46.5. Now I'll take the over, and then we'll parlay that with over 49.5 points in that Grizzlies versus 76ers game. Similar kind of thing. They're on the numbers. They're cashing the under more times than not, barely, but they are cashing the under more times than not. They're averaging 55 and 52 points on the season. In their last 10, they're averaging 53 and 55 points. So a number, the real number came in at 53. I was looking to take the under in this game if it came out at 54 or 55, but at 53, a little undecided. You could almost take the over. Again, so let's just tease the number down to 59.5 and take the over. As long as we're going to go against kind of what the numbers say anyways, give ourselves a little breathing room. So that'll be the parlay. Over 49.5 points in that Grizzlies versus 76ers game. Parlay with over 46.5 points in that Pelicans versus Cavs game. And you can get that at minus 122 over at FanDuel. For the NBA, that's going to go ahead and be it. Let's go ahead and already get in a Super Bowl bet. Never too early to get in Super Bowl bets. I've got Bengals Rams first half under 25.5 points at minus 130 over FanDuel. Just like I gave you guys that Bengals team total over on Friday's episode, and it just told you, like, I just told you, like, it felt too low, like 22.5 points. Like, really? Bengals were going to get 23 points? That was a no-brainer bet, and glad to see we got rewarded with that. Well, just like that one felt too low, this one feels too high. A 25.5 point score, you know how Super Bowls kind of go. They start off kind of slow. Neither team wants to be the team that makes the first mistake, so you get a lot of low scoring, especially in that first quarter. Then it can obviously definitely tick up in the second quarter, but just, I don't know, this one feels, I haven't had a chance to dig into any research, so if you don't want to tail this one yet, you want to wait, I will dig into this research you know, over the course of the next 2 weeks, but just in terms of how, looking at this line, it felt too low. I just wanted to go ahead and grab it, because I can't imagine this number at least going up with these two teams. Rams really damn good defensively. Bengals showed that they're really good defensively, shutting down that Chiefs high-powered offense. So this one feels like it can only go down. So I went ahead and grabbed it at 25.5 in that first half points under at minus 130 over at FanDuel. All right, so to go ahead and do the recap, we're going to go over 49.5 points in Grizzlies versus 76ers. Parlay that with over 46.5 points in Pelicans versus Cavs at minus 122. We'll take Julius Randle over 18.5 points at minus 106. And we'll go do Bengals Rams under 25.5 points scored in that first half at minus 130 over at FanDuel. All right, that's how we're going to do it on Monday. Let's put some money in our pocket. Look for me a little bit later on Twitter. We got that Houston point guard, and we also got Desmond Fade, two players that we may be looking to fade this evening. So just look for me on Twitter. It's at WinningBetsPod. It's at WinningBetsPod. Enjoy your Monday, and we'll see you back here tomorrow. Thanks for watching till the end. I'm Jason Mattis. Any love you can show by giving me a like, a subscription, or a comment, or even just share this video is very much appreciated. And don't forget to turn on your notifications to increase your chances of locking in the same odds as I talked about today, and check out my other great videos in these corners.